There's another law you need to know about, the law of cause and effect. If you want something to happen, if you want to take that thought in your head into reality, there are certain steps you need to follow, certain things you need to do along the way. If you want an effect to happen, there has to be a cause. There has to be a thing you do that causes something to happen without fail. To get from here to there, you need to walk from here to there. You need to move. There has to be a form of movement of some kind. The movement does not happen by sitting and wishing and holding your thumbs. You have to get involved in activity. Now, the normal course of events, your normal day, will cause those activities to happen. Carl Jung, many years ago, talked about the law of attraction, but he called it synchronicity. Now, here's an interesting thing. Here's a man who talked about the subconscious mind, about the power of dreams, about the collective unconscious mind, that we're all connected somehow. And Rupert Sheldrake, who wrote a book called The 7 Experiments That Will Change the World, says that we are all connected in a morphogenetic field. That if I think of a thing, that thing is probably thinking of me as well, or that person is thinking of me. It's drawn to me by this synchronous events or series of events. Now you have a conception of an idea, a thing you want to bring into reality. Steps you have to follow would probably be someone you would have to model. If you want to write, an example would be, if you want to write a great book, well, find out who has written a great book, study the book, study the way in which they did it, and then take the necessary steps that they took. There's no need to reinvent the world. No need to reinvent the wheel. No need to recreate something that's already been created in perfect form. Go out there, take a look at it, and we call it modeling. You model the greats. You model the people who have done it before, and hopefully you would do a better job. And hopefully at some point when you have achieved that measure of success or that fame or that wealth that you want, someone will look at you and say, now that's the example I want to model. I want to follow his steps or her steps. I want to follow what they did from step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And that's what the Meta-Secret is all about. I asked Dave Ricklin, who is the publisher of selfgrowth.com, and I asked Joe Vitale, who actually started very, very hard and in a very, very tough way from the streets all the way up to where he is right now. Now, if he follows certain steps from where he was to where he needed to be, he knew there was going to be a tough road. It doesn't happen overnight. The law of cause and effect doesn't mean that I think about something right now, I follow the steps, and immediately it's going to happen. There is an element of time. Now, someone told me when I started the Meta-Secret project 3 years ago that, hey, Mel, I think you can finish this in 6 months. Yes, you can, if I had the right tools, if I had the right financing. And it was very tough. It was very difficult. No one believed that this was possible as a first-time producer. First-time writer, first-time this and that and everything else. No one would take a chance. Now, did I feel defeated? Yes, I did. I'm a human being like everybody else, a man like any other man. But I decided not to listen to people. And that's the complaint of most of the people in my life as well. I don't listen to them too well. But then again, I do listen if there's a great idea. Now, if they gave me a great idea, I have this wonderful bag I carry around, and maybe you could do the same thing. I listen to people. And the ones that are useful to me, the ideas that they give me, I take that and put it in the bag. The ones that I know will disrupt my consciousness or make me doubt myself, I kind of leave it aside and keep my bag tightly closed. So I listen to everybody. And, you'll get your right proportion of negative people and positive people along the way or neutral people along the way. But everybody has a gift to give you. And the gift may be of something they worked on that failed. Now they said, Mel, that's not possible because it's going to fail. Well, tell me how you failed, sir, ma'am. And they'll tell you. And then you take a note of the step and you say to yourself, okay, I won't follow that way because he failed. That's not the right way to do this. So that's great. Put that wonderful way of not doing something, put it in a bag and follow it. Now, pretty soon at the end of the day, almost a year and a half later, I looked in this bag and I said, okay, I've got enough tools now of where to go, what to do, and where to head forward to. I made a lot of mistakes, probably more than the average human should make. And along the way, I succeeded. I found that success was automatic when I started to follow the steps that worked and ignored the steps that did not work. Kept the knowledge and the thinking and the feeling states of the people who succeeded and went forward. And now I decided, okay, this is the first of a series of books I'm going to create, The Meta Secret. I have to introduce you to a different way of thinking. Later on, maybe, with other books, I'll show you how to permanently put in place the correct thinking that would make you the happiest human being the world has ever seen. And still be conscious, and still be aware, and still be feeling, and still be the wonderful, wonderful child you were meant to be on this earth.